You know, I've been working out a little bit in the key of D lately, and I was just thinking about some fun little moves you can do with very little work, okay? So you keep the, in this particular exercise, you keep that D chord, you know, fingered throughout. And I'm going to show you how to do some hammer-ons and stuff around it. But if you've got a D chord, and I'm spelling it out that way, with the first finger on the second fret of the G, third finger on the third fret of the B, and second finger on the second fret of the E. That, you know, there's lots of ways to play the D chord. You can do lots of ways, depending on what you're doing with it. But in this case, I like it because I'm getting my second finger can come up and down in a hammer sort of method. So it could be like a, you've heard that, James Taylor does that. He's sort of famous for the. But what I want to do is I'm going to move up and down the neck with that D shape, and I'm not going to change it. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up my second finger here and there to make other voicings with that high E string. So check it out. So what am I doing there? I'm just climbing up from a D to an E. So I just went up 2 frets, right? Then I jumped up to a G, which is on the 7th fret here, and then an A, again, same shape, and all the way up to an octave D, way up there, 12th, 13th, 14th fret. But if you put them all together, it's kind of like a little bit of a drone thing, right? What you can do though is you can lift up your second finger and let that E ring out. It sounds a little different. So yeah. Now what's cool about those chords is, and I'm going to show you one other special sauce in a sec, is you can use those and let the D ring out, like the D string can ring out throughout. And you can strum it. So you could experiment with that. And lastly, I want to show you a really great little move on the 5th fret. And so it's actually an F chord, but so you've got a D and you got E. F would be here. Another voicing, right? But if you open up that high E string, you get this. All of a sudden, you got a Neil Young sound, and many other songs, by the way. I use that one a lot. I just love the sound of that. And then back to D. And if you do that hammer-on. So I'm going to go back up again and start picking this. So you can experiment with that one. So now I'm going to go through all those chords I just showed you, the D, the E, the F, the G, the A, and the octave D, and mess around with it and see where we go. And I'm just randomly, there's your G, A, E, G, octave D. So what's fun about that is, I think, is you've got a drone going on the D string, which allows you to, you know, keep it kind of full, right? So that works really great. And then if you want to get slightly more adventurous, just bring that low E down to D. Now you got a whole big fat sound. Still works out, because what you're doing is here's a D and here's a D. So now you got a whole thing, big fat sound. It still all works. Let's see if I got this here. Oh, okay. So here we go. Bend that D. And here's that F move that I showed you, which I really like. A fun little romp in the key of D, up and down the neck, utilizing that one shape. And the only move really is to move that second finger up and down, you know. If you want to get your pinky in there, you can get a sus chord. So experiment with that on your own and move up and down the neck. It's cool to just get free with it and not even, you know, not worry about where you are, because it's almost always going to work. C. Tony Mitchell. This is working off the 12th fret, right here. You can always hit the harmonics. A little U2 going. That's something for another day, though. So I hope you enjoyed that little lesson. Hey, hit me up at jimmydillon.com. Love to see you guys and hear what you have to say. If you got any comments, requests, critiques, anything you want. That's the only way I get better at what I do, is listening to you guys and see what you need. Okay? We'll see you down the road.